I'm a big black guy, but it made me go like that. All right, mate, I don't want no trouble. From me, what I am, I?
Didn't a girl go for a shit on our bus?
Paul, I think, travel in the truck with equipment.
Oh no, I shit myself in the van.
We couldn't get our equipment out the back because the doors like jammed locked.
I shit myself.
We did a full UK tour last year in a Corsa.
And if anybody got a girl, you know, we used to zip 2 bags together, and then that was the privacy thing.
Some of the early Grierson ones.
Don't mention the name.
1, 2, 3, Grave Digger.
Nearly 21 and I shit myself.
We have never toured on a bus, and we came up yesterday in a Corsa and a Clio.
Yeah, the transit van thing was good fun. I mean, it wasn't, but it was.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with Grave Digger?
They're assholes, they're fat old German. They can't hold their drink, and they're fat, and they're old, and they're German.
So the whole bus was leaning in one direction.
Ones that resemble submarines are usually pretty bad.
You're disgusting.
Thanks.
There's ones that sometimes the wiring's not right and you get a little electric shock in your foot or something like. You know.
The van's fucked.
The van is fucked. It's not even remotely funny. It doesn't make good TV. It's just fucked all the time.
I've had an ant colony in a bunk once.
The wheels have come off. We just wrote in the dust, could be better, underneath best tours, you know?
One time we were in California and we played, and what was happening, look, we're all in the back of the van, and as you're touring, you stop in truck stops, garages, whatever, you eat burgers, crisps, all the crap you're eating on the road. And the van just gets full of it, but every time the van door opened, a load of shit would fall on the floor, like, you know, outside the van. And we played California, we were going, it was in Denver, weren't we? Remember that guy?
No,
big, nasty looking
in Nevada.
Dude. In Nevada, big nasty looking dude like that. We're driving along and we stopped, and a couple of, like, you know, apple stump, can of Coke, and, you know, a couple of crisp packets fell out. And none of us realised, because it happens all the time, like. Well, this guy sees it happen, he freaks out and starts chasing after the van, like. I'll get you, get back to California! So we're not from California, mate.
Oh, so the van on California plates.
Yeah.
That's why.
Get back to California, we're not from California. Wherever you're from, get back and take your trash with you. And he threw it in the window of the driver.
Yeah, that's that one we rented that time from that company, and the side door fell off.
The door fell off, yeah.
And we had woken up by condensation dripping into your mouth.
The rear suspension completely fell off.
You can't get to wank, eat, shit, or do anything without anyone knowing it. We were right off the lounge listening to Decapitated.
I remember driving down the hill in our transit van. It's the famous transit van. It used to be a tripe van, delivery van. And we used to paint everything matte black then because we were fucking heavy, right? And the first day it rained, the tripe came through slightly. You know, so it was like 6 pallets, tripe van. Right? And I remember going down a hill very fast and the fucking back wheel passed us. We were like, oh, look at that! And Dawson, you know, Dobby Dawson was driving, and he was like, yeah, the handling's really weird. Fucking wheel was flying down the pavement. I mean, it didn't kill anybody, luckily.
Their side was supposed to tour, and they came over, got on the bus, decided it was rubbish, and went home again.
And we woke up in a Volvo garage in Austria.
We got on a tour bus after Baby Shambles had been on it, and apparently he hadn't cleaned up, so whether we were sleeping in syringes or not, I've got no idea. But
we crossed the border, thinking, oh, it's all fine, you know, we'd have to buy a sticker, there's no signs. But we did have to buy a sticker, and literally 50 metres down the road, police pulled us over, charged us, like, I don't know, €300 or something. So we proceeded to make it our job to cause €300 worth of damage to Austria.
Anytime the engine was on, the heating was on full blast, and we were touring southern Italy at the time.
I did wet the bed the first night, so I probably sort of added to that.
To check, and he was doing this, like, because he was, okay, he was brown. Right?
I was teaching a little string orchestra the next morning.
I was not ready for the smell of a tour bus after a week.
Feeder's crew burnt their one to a cinder. It just went up in 3 minutes, the whole thing was gone.
Coming into the petrol station, smashed, took the petrol pump, clean out. Before the tour started, just
5 minutes after fucking picking the van up in Oxford.
So that was the start, on our way to you last time.
Yeah, but that's because I was like painting it at like 90 everywhere in this really, really old Corsa.
My girlfriend is German.
The penis is on her jeeps and stuff.
Me and Joe had the bed over the driver. It was
It's
a double
called
bed.
the honeymoon suite.
Me and Joe had the honeymoon suite. There was a window at our heads and a window at our feet, and we were told not to open the windows while we were driving. So we opened the window. We woke up, it was a bit hot. We opened the window at our head, put the lock on, so it was just open a centimetre at the most. We went back to bed. I had a dream, and all you hear was this massive explosion. And you look up on the blinds, they're shooting. It was I just looked at Joe's face and he was all like I couldn't stop laughing.
It was just so scary.
So the window was shot off the thing when...
Well, like, I was having a bad dream about zombies or something, and the zombies were banging on the door trying to get in. This was obviously the window coming off.
It was like a fairground thing with, you know, the air rifles, and you win the prizes.
We shot all the prizes. We smashed the George Foreman grill. It was flooded. It was smoke filled because the exhaust fumes came into the back lounge. So everyone was kind of half poisoned.
He lifted two of their rifles and ran across the road into the bank. I started screaming.
So for 6.5 hours we were crammed in a tiny van.
We had the bass and the guitars like here, we were something like that.
Yeah, it was...
I'm not saying it's a stereotype, we're all good with guns.
You said it, man, you said not me.